Well, hello and welcome to Revved Up for this week's episode. Now, this week I arrive on set in a Toyota Premium, not only because it's one of the more popular cars in East and Central Africa, but also because it's actually one of the more affordable cars. And all this comes off a reaction of our social media and in the interaction we've, of course, been having with you, our beautiful viewers out there. Folks have been, well, sometimes suggesting we need to have more affordable cars on the show. So on the show tonight, I do invite a very good friend of mine, one who's been on the show before, to test out one of the other affordable cars. I'll be having the other car, and trust me, none of the two is a Toyota Premium. On the show as well, as always, we talk safety and take you to the future. My name is Andrew Kabura. This is Revved Up.
On this edition of Revved Up, Car Care, brought to you by Toyota Uganda.
Now, this week, we received another email. Yes, we've talked about plugs before, we've talked about timing belts before. This email is pretty much different. This is about car batteries, which I think is a very important part. And as always, the big man joins me, Fitsum Hailum, who of course is the technical training manager here at Toyota Uganda. Fitsum, thank you very, very much for joining us one more time. Someone asks about car batteries, and I think it's a topic not so many folks pay that much attention to. But before I ask you the real question someone has sent us on email, wet, dry batteries. Fitsum, what on earth is the difference?
Thank you for that question. Normally people refer to wet batteries when they are maintenance batteries, meaning you need to do a regular maintenance. Then the other side they refer is dry batteries. In Toyota here, we refer to them as maintenance-free batteries, meaning you don't do anything to the battery. You buy it new, you use it, when it is done, you replace it. Okay, so it puts less load onto the driver or onto maintenance. Okay, so that's the difference between the two.
But one big question though as well, and this is another question on the email that we have received. Different cars, different batteries, but from the outside looking inside, what battery should be for which car? I mean, look at this beautiful Hilux here. What battery does this need? Because I've also had folks get confused on what battery they actually need to buy for their cars.
Good, that's also a good question. This vehicle, for example, will take a 66 ampere hour battery. The location of the negative terminal and the positive terminal as well can be different. We have left-hand type batteries and right-hand type batteries. For example, this one is a right-hand type battery, sorry, a left-hand type battery, because the positive terminal is on this side. This one is a negative terminal. So if you buy a battery, it must be of the same shape and the same location of terminals, and then the same amount of ampere hours or bigger. The shape also must be the same because you don't want any of these terminals to touch anywhere. Yeah. And the battery support is designed for this battery. So you cannot put a big battery and try to fit it here. You will damage, you will damage your batteries. So it's very important that you replace the same type of battery that was installed in the factory for performance purpose, safety, and lifespan of the battery.
Send us that email, which is t2t@toyota.co.ug. All we are saying is be safe on those roads, get the genuine parts, and get genuine services. Sometimes the best option, trust me, is Toyota Uganda. All right, so the thought of driving and owning your dream car could very easily become a reality now with NC Bank. What NC Bank is doing is that they're financing up to 90% of that new car and also up to 100% insurance of that very new car. So it's very simple now. When you get in touch with NC Bank, you actually will realize all you need to look out for is that 10% when it comes down to total cost, and then your entire insurance for the new car is actually covered. What that means is, for the first time, just like some of your friends, you actually could drive your dream car with NC Bank. So get in touch.
Futuristic vehicles, brought to you by Shell V-Power. With the future of automobiles headed towards electric rather than fuel-powered engines, most car companies are aiming towards producing reasonable, practical electric cars that focus on getting the most mileage out of a charge, as that's the biggest problem with such vehicles at the moment. However, the forward-thinking engineers at Vanda Electrics, a company based in Singapore, have skipped the practical stage completely and jumped directly into producing an electric hypercar, the Vanda Dendrobium. The unique, striking design of the Dendrobium takes its inspiration from the Vanda orchid, both in its teardrop shape and petal-like appearance when the doors are opened. The roof opens with the doors, allowing easy access in and out of this vehicle. Its top speed is reportedly 320 kilometers per hour, and the 1,000 horsepower being delivered from the engine allows it to reach 0 to 100 in 2.6 seconds. Inside the petal doors, the Vanda Dendrobium has a driver-centric design. The driver's seat is even a different color to the passenger seat in order to accentuate its importance. The instrument cluster and the racing car's steering wheel have the trendy 2 screens on either side to replace the wing mirrors. Everything about this hypercar screams futuristic, pedal-to-the-floor action, and it fulfills every unknown expectation we had of electric hypercars. The Vanda Dendrobium has managed to make electric cool. And while it would be nice to see these cars on the streets, only a few of them will ever be made. So they will unfortunately be a rare sighting. Road Review, brought to you by NC Bank.
All right, welcome to our road review. Now this week we are focusing on some of the more affordable cars in and around any of the cities in East and Central Africa. Now, I've got a good friend of mine called Paul Kaganzi, and we sat down, we're having arguments about cars, and we had a simple gentleman's agreement that he goes out there, gets what he thinks is the most affordable hatchback. I would do exactly the same, and when we bring them on set, we shall have a very simple comparison. So what did I pick? Ladies and gentlemen, I went back to 2001. I looked out for a Toyota RunX. This one is a 1.5 liter engine in there. It's got a 4-speed automatic gearbox. Sits about 4 to 5 passengers in there, simple and compact. And by the way, don't be lied to by the space and size of this very car. It has about 200 liters of actually cargo space. So you have a car that is very fuel efficient. You have a car that is very, very, very easy to find and very easy to repair. And you also have a family car that can seat 4 to 5 folks out there. I think in so many ways, ladies and gentlemen, I have picked the better.
What is this?
Hey, it's my car. Calm down. Calm down. It's my car. And what is that?
Well, I decided to go German with this hatch, and I can see you went kamikaze with the Japanese.
Well, thank you very much for that irritating description to my car. But really, first of all, you went German and then you went for a Mach 5.
Yep.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, this VW Golf Mach 5 comes with a rich heritage of tough, sporty cars that are very reputable for being fierce. It now comes with build quality, the best German build quality, with comfort, with beautiful design. Look at the designing.
Yeah, but you see,
Comfort
Paul,
and good performance.
Paul, what's funny is that you actually missed the point. You really missed the point. Because just before you came, I was telling the viewers that we're going for affordable family cars. Let me also tell you that this car, anywhere in East Africa today, goes for about $9,000. That's about what? 30 million Uganda shillings? This car goes for exactly half that price. My friend, affordability.
Guess what, Andrew? I have something to prove. First of all, I get twice the quality, twice the performance, and guess what? I've got better fuel economy. You're talking about affordability? Yes, this car is cheaper to run.
Well, it's a 2.0?
It's a 2.0
It's a 1.5?
turbo fuel stratified.
It's a 1.5.
That's a 1.5.
You talk about having better advantage when it comes down to the fuel. But let me tell you something, my friend. If your car breaks down, you're in trouble. Because you need to find a specific garage with specific extra parts. On the other hand, anywhere in East and Central Africa, I have the cheapest spare parts and I can find them anywhere. Huh?
And guess what, Andrew? The parts that I buy in this car will last a longer time than that one. You'll be in the garages a lot more times than me. So I don't mind going to the best garage in town once in a while. And that's what I mean. It's cheaper to run.
Now, you know what? I've had arguments with Paul before, and the thing is you never win the arguments because he feels he can talk and talk and talk and talk. We have two cars that seat 4 to 5 people. We have two hatchbacks. He says his is affordable. So let's start off with the basics. Before we actually go for a ride, how about we see what your car looks like on the inside with all that money you're spending on it?
You know what, Andrew? I've got another idea. You're the one with the cheaper car. You're the one with something to prove. Why don't we start with yours?
It's fine, it's fine.
Then we'll upgrade to mine.
Fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's start with mine. All right, Paul, welcome to the biggest show on earth. I'm very sure you're super excited to actually be here. Welcome to my RunX. Let me explain to you why I picked this very car. And please keep a positive mind. Keep a positive mind. First things first, when you sit in this car, just like you're seated, the first thing you realize is that the seats have fabric. They're quite wide, which makes it very comfortable. Please don't be negative. Don't be negative. Let's go on and explain to you my car. Second, this is a family car. It's all about being practical. It also means that you, the driver, you have kids in the background who are making noise, you have family members who won't stop talking. You need to make sure you're fully in control. So you have your controls right next to you. Super basic. Proximity perfect. So you can easily get to any of these buttons when you want. And then there is a little double shade with the dashboard and the rest of the body inside, which, let's face it, that's a beautiful part on every car. You don't want to have a car that has one similar color throughout. And we've said this is a family car. That means you need lots and lots of storage boxes. Paul, look. 1. Paul, look. 2. Paul, look. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so much storage space inside this little car that at the end of the day, it's the perfect family car. We've talked about how easy it is to maintain. But let me tell you something. It's got SRS airbags. It's everything to do with safety. And you think I don't have technology? I have ABS.
Yeah.
Jealous?
No, not quite. Actually, you know, I'll tell you something, Andrew. You've said all that is spacious, it's convenient, practical. But I'll tell you that's what it is. It stops at practical. Look at the materials that are made, that are used to make this car. It's cheap plasticky. Look at the fake bow walnut wood trim. Look at the materials. It's all cheap fabric. So in my mind, I think the car is going to feel plasticky as I drive. I'm not impressed, Andrew. I'm not impressed. You could do better. Why don't we go and check out that little monster over there?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go and check out yours. I feel like you're talking a little bit too negative about mine. All right, what do we have here?
All right, Andrew, here we are. My problem with the Toyota, did you call it Runner or RunX?
RunX.
I think it's about to do a Runner here. Now, I'll tell you, my problem with the Toyota RunX is it stops at practicality. Look at this car. It goes beyond practicality. It's got style, design. It's got worth. Look at the build quality. Look at the build quality. Now, I'll tell you, I'll start with the designing. Look at the interior. It's beautiful. It's got black, it's got gray, smokestone gray, and it's got the chrome spots. This gives me a feel of luxury. Look at the beautiful chrome spots over here. Look at the knobs, the dials, the controls, the knobs and dials are all positioned where I want them, all conveniently placed in a stylish way. Your car is like a pickup truck. It's all about practicality. I'm going to have fun. Look, GTI. Look at the knobs here. Look at the switches. I've also got safety. I've got airbags for the front passengers. I've got airbags all around. Look at this. These are all airbags. I've got airbags from there. I've got airbags for the rear passengers. I've got lumbar airbags. I've got airbags all around, about 9 airbags. You've only got 2. So it's safer. It's more comfortable. It's more sporty. I'm feeling good to go for the race. So performance, comfort, I go beyond just practical.
Let me tell you something, Paul. First of all, your car looks boring on the inside. Your car is all one colored on the inside. Mine at least has 2 different colors. No, Paul, please. When you enter your car, you feel like you've entered a very big, deep, dark hole, which is exactly where we are.
Performance tunnel.
That makes it ugly. Let's talk about your seats. This is a family car. We're planning to have this for a family car. You have bucket seats, which pretty much come off as racing seats. This is not comfortable, Paul. This is not comfortable. I'm not going to have my 15-year-old sit here with a very uncomfortable car. And all these buttons, all these extra screens you have, if all that means $4,000 extra, I don't need it. I'll go back basic to the RunX, just to remind you about the name, and drive that very car. So your car might look a little bit more beefed on the inside, but $4,000 for these extra things and this coloring and this chrome is no affordability there, my friend.
No, but I'll tell you something, Andrew. This is more than just economy. This is about enjoying the car. I want to pay more so I can enjoy the car. Take it out there, give it a spin, have all the buttons where they are, have automatic air conditioning, program the amount of air that's coming in and the temperature. Look at this. I think it's worth it.
All right, as a show of faith to my original choice, I'm walking out of this car.
In protest. I think you're doing a runner like your RunX, man.
And you know what? Probably one other thing we should focus on when we talk about the RunX. I think expense should be pivotal in whatever you're doing in cars like this. It's a family car. We've talked about affordability. This car, on a liter, listen to this, on a liter of fuel, you can go 18 kilometers on a highway. Think about that, 18 kilometers on a highway with just 1 single liter. So that means efficiency is pretty much everything. But more quite interestingly, Paul has been making a lot of noise about how his car hits 100 in less than 10 seconds. Well, mine is about 15, 14, 13 seconds. But again, like I said, if you're driving such a car, you have your family seated in here. Why are you interested in a car that hits not to 100 in 2-3 seconds? Where are you going, man? You don't need all that power. It's a simple family car.
Hello viewers, here we are taking a drive in this Mach 5 Golf GTI 2005 with a 2-liter FSI engine. It feels very tough, solid, well built. I don't know why Andrew's going on and on about cheap quality, but I feel like this quality is worth the money. Talking about quality, I'm looking at the engine technology in this car. It's got a fuel stratified FSI GTI engine, it's turbocharged 2-liter, and amazingly, because of the fuel stratified technology, this car is very fuel efficient. It will give you between 18 to 20 kilometers to the liter. Pretty much the same amount of fuel as Andrew will actually burn. But the difference here is my car is faster. It can do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 7.5 seconds. And I call that beautiful performance, fantastic performance. So I've got performance, I've got power, but I've also got economy, all fused in one. I can't complain.
All right, so you talk about the Toyota RunX and talk about its power. And one of the big criticisms you receive from, folks who love cars is it's not as powerful as all the other cars. Let me ask, if you have 107 for your brake horsepower, a car that has been classified as a family car, a car that you mainly will be driving here in town, why do you need more power? Tell me, why do you need more power? Look at where we are right now. We are in traffic jam and we are struggling to even use the little power we have. So I don't trust the whole thought of cars like this one should have more power, because you're never going to use it anywhere. You're never going to open up anywhere. The beautiful thing you actually should be focusing on when you talk about this car is its 1.5 litre engine. Even with the little power it has, it's still saving the fuel. That's a good thing.
The other thing I love about this GTI FSI Golf Mark 5 is it's got fantastic transmission. It's got a 6-speed automatic, which means I've got more gears and I've got better fuel economy. Build quality, I feel the handling is perfect. The car is firm on the ground. I'm sure Andrew will go on about this and that, but his car is lighter. His car is lighter. It's a Toyota, Runner or RunX. But this Golf feels good, well built, grounded.
When it comes down to the handling, it doesn't seem to have the best handling. You fear maybe you might have a little shake when you drive fastest on those roads, because it's a super light car as well, so it's not as well jolted into the ground as maybe Paul's car. But you know what? Who needs all that? We're driving a very small car. We're driving a very affordable car. We're driving a family car. We're driving a car that you probably will mainly be using in town. So it's one of those, wake up in the morning, have the kids in the car, drop them at school, go to office, go for lunch, head back home at good speed, good fuel, which Paul can't say, so you can thank me later. All right, so Paul and I have had a feel of both cars, my RunX and his 5th generation Golf GTI. The thing is, both are good family cars. Of course, both being hatchbacks and both being well suited for town, you still get a feeling we both picked good cars.
Andrew, at this point, I must actually admit, I think you made a very good choice for a car, given the circumstances. Look at it. It's a cheap, practical car, and that's what we're looking for. It's cheap to buy, it's half the cost of my Mark 5 Golf. It does the same thing. It carries 5 passengers, it gives basic safety standards, and it provides economy.
And my repairs are cheaper.
Absolutely.
Well, that said, I also should confess, here's the thing. Your 5th generation beautiful Golf might be more expensive than mine, but it has more instruments on the inside, which spells more beauty and luxury. It has a bolder look, which makes it more beautiful, but more importantly, its performance is almost double mine, and it has a bigger fuel efficiency. So which means you made the right choice as well.
Thank you for admitting.
Well, the thing is, with affordability, when it comes down to family cars, especially in city centers, you look out for two different things. You have to strike a balance between price and quality. Now, of course, quality does come with things like performances as well. The higher the performance of the car is, the more the price. The lower the performance, in most cases, the lower the price. There are so many other options in town, in East and Central Africa. The big question is, which one will you pick? Paul and I have had an agreement on which of those two cars we both can pick. And we both have made one pick. But you know what? We shall not tell you which pick it is. It is up to you to make your own pick when it comes down to the better affordable car. My name is Andrew Kabura.
And my name is Paul Duke Kaganzi.
You're Duke?
Yeah, I am. That's why I go for performance and quality.
Good night.
Next week on Revved Up.